I don't know. R8RBEAR! I like you, so I'm gonna kill you last. That's right, Asal Tante Oso, that bear you all know, out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. What? Ooh. Woo. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! R8RBEARs! What's up, fam? Alexa, shut up! Oh, wow, man. She's good. Tradish! R8RBEAR live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to... Let me just put his comment up first. John the Lion! Leon! Always taking L's, but never catching losses. All up in the heavyweight champion of the world's lawn tonight. Just strong and beer cans everywhere. Second place, my silver medal must go to the heavyweight champion, right? No, it does not. It goes to the middleweight champion of the world who retains his position. That emoji-making son of a gun. Mark Vargas! Good to see you, Mark. Always there for R8RBEAR, defending his middleweight silver title. Third place, my bronze medal goes to the heavyweight champion of the world, slumming tonight, Jim Vanderlyn. Jim, see, you've been so sassy about your lawn that you've got a bullseye on your head now. Oh, man. All right, on Facebook, the run continues by that handsome, smooth-talking son of a gun, Lucky Pace! Lucky over there holding that gold medal in his arms, all folded like, what's up? Stop it, Lucky. You know, Lucky, you're throwing, a wrench in the ointment of the heavyweight champion of the world. You got to stop that, son. Although Dustin King, that's 2 in a row. If he gets you tomorrow night, we're talking about a title defense. For who? Dustin King! Oh, wow, we've had a hell of a medal round tonight. Third place, my bronze medal from Facebook, Michael Pureboy Hashtag daughter dad. He's got the cutest little thing. He and I have the cutest daughters on the planet. I apologize to those of you who have daughters, but we have the cutest daughters on the planet. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. My good friend Bob Standard is watching. What's up, Bob? Welcome to the show. Corinna! Hello! I just associate her with the bell now. That's the bell I ring whenever anyone sends me stars, and sometimes I don't notice it, so I apologize. But when you send me stars and I notice it, I ring my little bell, because subscribers to R8RBEAR family page, and if you subscribe, it's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time, but we use your $5 to benefit charities all over the world. So look right down there next to the green badge. There's a blue thumbs up. If you click on that green badge, you are on your way to subscribe to R8RBEAR. To subscribe to R8RBEAR Live. And if you would on YouTube, just tickle that little bell there. Just hit like. Tickle that little bell so I can get into this algorithm business. Never fear, the bear is here. Put foots in fools who are far and near. Michael, I'm gonna have to have you write me a few. You're pretty good. Ramiro Cashflow Castro. There he is. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. I took that get off my lawn sign for the Night Raider Nation. Eve Adams. What's up, Eve? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you tuning in. Chris Strong. How you doing, man? Welcome. Tony Make It Dip. I see T-Dip. I see David Pelkliva. The Raging Raider Rhino. What's up, my brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for his brother, the R8RBEAR. David Pelkliver. Ooh, looks like David's watching me on YouTube. Denton Rhodes. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Cape Canaveral, Florida in the house. Tim Heckok. Still the greatest I've ever seen in a cowboy hat. I just look at the man. He is born. I think he may have been born with that. Now, the hat at that time was a different size, but he had to look adorable. Bobby Ware, what's up, B-Dub? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. Long time no talk. Your son looked great in his photos the other day. Really cute. It was his birthday, right? Happy birthday to him. Much love. Travis Kelly. You see me working it, Travis. Right there. The Bear Den. Travis Kelly, I liked the Bear Den so much. I thought about making it a segment, like naming a segment and just calling it the Bear Den. I like that. Alpha and Omega Forever, what's up? Welcome to the show. Doc Raider, always there for R8RBEAR. Kim Calhoun, hi Kim. My first supporter ever. Hi Anna Diaz Rincon, always there for R8RBEAR. No. Jim. Champions, don't make excuses. Don't do that. Santacito J, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Can you give us a Raiders? Yes, Santacito, I can. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Matt Marinovich, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. Hope all is well, Bear. I've been missing the show a lot lately, but the life's been busy, so ready for the Raider football. So, yes, no problem at all, brother. Welcome as always. Let me see. Close that. There we go. Sorry, I had some pop-up stuff come across my screen. Oh, wow, you missed the lotto by 5 numbers. That sucks. Raider Devillion, appreciate you tuning in on YouTube. Much love to you there. Jim Moon, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Yeah, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Yeah, everyone's starting to come back a little bit, because we're starting to get back into the camps and, the vibe of things. And so some of my diehards, they'll take a little while off and then they'll come back. I appreciate that, Jim. Hey, Bear, I have a new perspective on Davante Adams now after watching Receiver on Netflix. When he said last year he was running out of time, he was just talking about winning championships, not his patience running low with the Raiders. I hate how media perceives some players, and I was guilty as well. Well, Travis Kelly, your opinion was influenced by that media. That's why I often say to you and all my viewers that I'm careful when I do that sort of thing. Now, I've made the mistake before, there were athletes that I didn't have a lot of respect for in the past, and then they kind of earned my respect, even though I may have been like a rival of theirs, or I felt like their style of play wasn't, conducive, to really enjoying a sport. I felt that way about some athletes, and I have since come around on it. I'll just give you an example. One quickly is Kobe Bryant. I never liked Kobe Bryant. I always felt like all that time when he was a Laker toward the end and he drove away Shaq and was, stubbornly still trying to win and couldn't. And then he gets Pau Gasol and wins one, and then he's, the whole Mamba thing. I just felt like it was really arrogant. But then it seemed like right when his career stopped, he stopped. You know what I mean? All that, snarling and looking pissed all the time went away, and he was about his daughters and his wife, and he was, being a producer of movie segments and doing all these cool things, and he was helping a lot of just normal everyday people just because, and he was giving them his time. And a lot of people don't know that, Kobe, because Kobe's not the kind of person, wasn't the kind of person that was going to say, oh, look at me and what I'm doing over here. He didn't need that. He had it his whole career. So when his career was over, that short window before his tragic accident and death, God rest his soul, he was doing some really personable, cool things for just your every ordinary walk of the, day type of people like yourself and myself. And so he earned a lot of my respect, and I regret that I saw him the way I did as an athlete. So for that reason, I do. Kim Calhoun, what's up? Welcome to the show. What's good, R8RBEAR? Only 57 days until the regular season begins. I'm ready. Super ready. Corinna. Corinna! True! Hello! Always there supporting the show, though. I appreciate you, love. Steeler Val, hi, love. Troy Gill, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Yeah, so Raiders, good to see you. It's been too long. So, okay, let me just jump into things. So we're having this battle at linebacker. Now, I know we have battles at other positions, running back, linebacker, and, of course, cornerback, defensive back, so to speak. And I think the hot, interesting one right now has become the linebackers for this reason. We really don't know how this is going to play out, not because the athletes aren't winning the job. I personally think that Tommy Eichenberg, is right in the mix to maybe jump past the veteran in Luke Masterson and win snaps away from him. Now, I forgot about Amari Burney, and I should have brought him up last time when I talked about this, because the reason I bring it up now is because when I brought it up last time, I only talked about it briefly, and I didn't even bring up Amari Burney, and I do have information about how they're doing, and so I just figured I'd drop that on you now. So at camp, you're having a real neck-and-neck battle for that third and fourth potential linebacker position. In other words, who will be the final third starter at running back, at linebacker, who will be the final third starter at linebacker, and who will be the first linebacker to come off the bench to rest one of those linebackers, or sometimes come in a bigger package formation, i.e. the 3-4, where you need 4 down linemen and only 3 linebackers. But if you go into a 4-3, you only have 3 linemen and 4 linebackers. And I know there are times where they're going to want to do that. The way they'll do that is by, instead of having a down lineman in there that's a traditional down lineman, they'll have Amari Burney out there playing like a defensive end, making it look like a 4-man front, when in reality it's going to be 3 defensive linemen and Amari Burney. And then when they want, they can flex out of that, turn it into a 3-4, and Amari Burney would just come out of his stance and back up and take that outside linebacker or weak side linebacker position. But from what I'm hearing, Luke Masterson is right there. They're looking at him as the incumbent, so to speak. But here's the pressure, and here's the problem. I don't know what the hell they're going to run, because they keep talking about it kind of in circles. I don't know if they want the... I don't know if it's that they're protecting what they're going to run as far as information from their opponents. But essentially what they've been saying is, we're going to run a 3-4, and we're going to run a nickel. But sometimes against the run, we're going to play a 4-3. And I'm just like, okay, well, wait a minute. So let's just be honest. They don't have a defensive set. They're going to mix in between all of them. I think they're going to primarily play a 3-4, and then that 3-4 will turn into a nickel. Now, that's what they're going to run primarily. I don't know why they're doing that. Ask Patrick Graham. He seems to think it fits his strategy and the personnel that we have on the team. So, I don't know. I personally feel like if you're going to run the 3-4, just run the 3-4. And then when you need to, drop back into pass formations at the snap of the ball. But this idea of sticking with a 3-4 or just a hard nickel, I don't know. I know it's about Nate Hobbs because he's our best guy as far as nickel cover corner. And so that's probably why. But if then that's the case, then just play a nickel all the time. You know what I mean? Use 2 linebackers and 4 down linemen. I'm sitting right next to a Dolphins fan. His name is Rafa. Can you tell him to leave that sorry team? Honestly, Santacito, this is for your friend Rafa, and he's going to think I'm messing with him, but I'm not. The Dolphins are in a lot of trouble because they built something good. They brought in the Niners' former coach, and he brought in their system. He picked Tua, which I thought was the beginning of the end. I don't care what kind of stats Tua puts up. I'm never going to believe that a guy who's coming back from a hip separation is ever going to be the guy for you. He's just not. Tua's young, but he's not young enough. No one is to come back from hip separation. He's just not. And then people want to throw in my face, well, last year he was pretty good, and he did this, and he did that. He's going for a contract extension. Did you ever notice that when he first got his contract and now this one, he always acts like it's this urgency. I've got to have it now. Got to tell me right now. Give it to me right now. Who else do we remember that did that? Kyler Murray with the Phoenix Cardinals. And what'd that get them? They gave him his money early like he wanted. They gave him the money he asked for. What'd that get him? A bum that they had to put a video game clause in his contract so he'd stop playing him so much. The Cardinals they'll never live that down. As long as Kyler Murray's a Cardinal, they never live that down. They look like a bumbling joke of a franchise. So in other words, just like the Cardinals. Well, just like what we thought they were. They actually are. Bear, I pick up a Fred Biletnikoff and a Bill Romanowski jersey. Oh, nice. Nice, Mark. Mad Dog John 9994. Hi, Bear. What's up, Mad Dog? Welcome to the show. So, also the big battle on defensive end. Now, the defensive end battle is a little bit hairier than you might think because obviously Max Crosby's the man. Okay, so that's it. That left side or from the offensive side, when they look at him, he's on their right. But for Max Crosby, he starts on that left side of our defense. Who's going to be the guy on the right? Now, last year it was Malcolm Kuntz because Tyree Wilson was being used primarily as an interior down lineman. In fact, they said it was something like 28% of the snaps that they had Tyree Wilson on the field, he was playing inside of Kuntz. So when Kuntz comes off the field, that means you're putting Tyree Wilson at defensive end. Now, I'm just going to say this out loud because I don't like being controversial. I like being blunt, okay? I want Tyree Wilson to work, but I don't think he's going to. And the only reason I say that is because he has no flexibility. He has no bend. He is Hulk smash. He grabs guys and tries to throw them out of his way, and that's it. And when that's your primary move, you never pan out in the NFL because there's always someone just as big as you. There's always someone just as strong as you. You know what I mean? And in the NFL, there'll be a lot of them. Because offensive linemen in the NFL, everyone keeps talking about wide receivers are as good as they've ever been, and quarterbacks are amazing right now. What do you think the offensive linemen are doing? We're getting guys in here now that are 6'8". We're getting close to 7-footers on offensive lines. Think about that. We got a guy right now that's 6'8", another guy that's 6'6". I think Colton Miller's 6'6". You know what I mean? Thayer Mumford's 6'6", 6'5". And they're all over 300 pounds. You know what I mean? And all of them can move their feet. They don't even look fat. They're a solid 3-something, Like that kid, Dalton Wagner we brought in, 300, I got it right here, 320 pounds at 6'8". And that's probably being nice. A couple chicken wings and he'll be right up there at 335, 340. You know what I mean? At 6'8", you can get really friggin' huge at 6'8", and you wouldn't even look fat. You know what I mean? Eve Adams, what's up, Eve? Welcome to the show. Oh, I like the angel as your photo there. That's cool. Mr. Bear, this is my made-up email. I hit YouTube by accident at first. Wait. Okay, well, good. Might have been MIA, that's my guy. Yeah, no, you always support your brother. And I always support you. I respect good fathers and dads. Ellis Irving, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Ah, my fashion designer in the house, Jesse Parker. God bless Raider Bear family and the Raider Nation. Right back at you, brother. Sergio Zavala, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Video Raider. Appreciate the salute, brother. Wow, that's right. Jesse Parker reminds us, if you care, you share a Raider Bear. Oakland Raider Savage Superfan, how you doing, man? Oso Oakland Raider Savage Superfan wants his revenge. Oso, you will see us soon, I hope, too. I need the Raiders to make the playoffs to win $1,500 on DraftKings. Well, Michael A. Charlotte, I like that bet. I like that bet because we're pretty much at this point now where I think even the fans know the Raiders season is going to depend on what we get from Aiden O'Connell. Because I don't think the secret's there anymore. It's going to be Aiden O'Connell's job. Gardner Minshew was brought in to be the one hell of a safety net if Aiden goes down or just plays poorly. We got someone in Gardner Minshew that could mess around and lead this team into the playoffs. No, I'm not kidding. I didn't blink. Gardner Minshew is legit. Okay? Now, do I believe that he is a permanent answer at starter? No. But do I believe that if he was thrown into an emergency and there was only 6 games left, could he win 4 of them? Yeah. I believe if we only had 6 games left and you put it on Gardner, he'd go 4-2. I have no hesitation. I'd put that bet on it, Michael Charlin. Raiders will beat the Chokers. Our first test will be the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens are obviously going to be good. They're always pretty good. They've got a quarterback. They've got a legit coach in Harbaugh, not the dumb one in the LA. John Harbaugh knows what he's doing. Jim Harbaugh is a jackwagon. It's a lot of J's. But I'm telling you, he's not what you think he is. Now, why do I believe that? I don't know how many of you have ever met someone in person and felt like you nailed him down. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I know what that guy is. That guy's a fake. That guy's a fraud. Okay, now, I can't say the name of the place because I don't want to plug anything, but there was a restaurant/country club fitness center. It was the 3rd largest in all of California. And I used to be in charge of it. I was running their fitness and membership, both offices, for a few years. And I did real well there. And when we were there, we had a banquet for Jim Harbaugh and Terrell Owens. And they were both there, and they were signing autographs and shaking hands with people. Well, they were there most of the day because the benefit was for them. It was a big dinner bash and so on. So I got to meet both men. I got to really sit down and hear both of them speak. And I realized immediately that Terrell Owens is one of those guys that sneaked his way through the education system. He talks and sounds like a 3rd grader. He seems like his education is 1 grade higher, 4th grader, and yet he went through college. He makes it to the pros and has this relatively good pro career. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not a TO guy. You know what I mean? I'm not against him or for him. You know what I mean? But I can't stand when guys come in. They've got like all these great God-given talent, and then they just waste it. You know what I mean? That guy was a clown to me. Hey, Bear, I know it's early, but who do you see not making the 53-man roster, odd man out, so to speak? Nesta Jade Silvera is probably gone. Amari Burney, he'll probably hold on, but only because we have needs at linebacker. And if any one of these guys goes down, it would be hard on us to put a competent team out there that we know could keep going and do well. Andre Carter, one of the other wide receivers, he's probably gone. We were looking pretty good there. Let's see. I'm not sure who we have beyond on running back. Because, see, you have Zamir White, then you have Alexander Madison, then you have Dylan Laube, and I'm going in order. Well, maybe not in order. Let's say that, okay, so Zamir White, Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, Dylan Laube. That's your 4 running backs. After that, anyone else on the bubble, they're gone. And I apologize for doing that because I can't really remember all their names right now. But after that, at running back, you're not going to have anyone hold on. And then also, not to just talk about the cut down, but also Byron Young, who was a pick for us in 2023, he's going to hold on defensive line. Nesta Jade Silvera, to me, is gone for sure. But you've got Tyree Wilson and Byron Young there as high draft picks that, the Raiders are going to want to get something out of those guys because you've got Max Crosby, you've got John Jenkins, you've got Adam Butler, and you've got Christian Wilkins. So, I mean, you've got some depth at the defensive line now where once it was a weakness, now it's a strength. I mentioned Adam Butler, didn't I? Yeah, okay, yeah. So, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 with Tyree, and 2 guys on the bubble, and Byron Young and Nesta Jade. Well, Nesta Jade Silvera is not on the bubble. He's gone. Unless someone gets hurt, he's probably gone. Okay, and then at defensive back, Brandon Faison and Jacorian Bennett are still getting the majority of snaps on the right side. The left side taken over by the starter, Jack Jones. He's solidified there. The only other question is between Brandon Faison and Jacorian Bennett is can our draft pick, Dekamarion Richardson, squeeze his way in, the 6'2" athlete. Most people think he may be the most athletic guy in the backfield, Dekamarion Richardson. Again, 6'2", 210, and blazing speed. So Jacorian Bennett's got to get better right now because if that kid keeps getting better, he's going to lose a job. Jacorian Bennett, I mean. He's going to lose an opportunity there. Okay, so there was a position breakdown for the offensive line, and they just basically went through answering. Oh, wait a minute, I've got the running backs. Oh, okay. I did have the running back list. I didn't think I did. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Britton Brown and Sincere McCormick probably on the bubble. Yeah, because you can't carry that many running backs. Because you're definitely taking Zamir White, obviously. You're definitely taking Alexander Madison. Dylan Laube, to me, is a no-doubter. The guy's just already shown in camp his value. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, and then Amir Abdullah is just your all-purpose. And by the way, every running back we have, by the way, can catch the ball out of the backfield really well. The only person that's even in question is Zamir White, and he has decent hands. So, okay, let me go back here so I can see what your guys' questions are. If I have any, I need to answer. James and Princetta Walker in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, love. Oh, so everybody in TNBC crew saying hi to you, brother. He doesn't have a base defense. His defense is based on personnel. Well, Raider Devillion, that's a great point, but I would just basically try to say I don't love that. I know for example, I know we run a 3-4, but I know we run a nickel almost as often. And then that we have some sort of like prevent formation that they also flex into at the snap of the ball from the nickel look. So they give you a nickel look. I know you understand this. I'm just saying this for everyone else. But they give you a nickel look, and then as the ball snaps, they break into a bubble, cover 2, cover 3 shell, or just outright prevent. Mr. Bear, I tried to make this comment last night, but your show ended. We were talking about Sutton. He's good, but if he was abusing women, to quote you, put butts in him. And I hate Big Ben for the same reason. Yeah, all that stuff that happened with Ben Roethlisberger, that was real unfortunate. You know what I mean? And then beyond what Ben was accused of and whether he did it and all that, would just move forward. But then, did you notice suddenly he was engaged, and then suddenly he was married, and then suddenly he had kids? And I was like, jeez, man. I mean, he went from potential rapist to I'm a father with a family. I'm married. So that was kind of fast. Yeah, Matt Maravich, not to talk about the Dolphins, I just feel like their window was there, and I want my Raider Nation to understand now our window's here. This is our window. See, people think we're in the process of trying to get better because we have two quarterbacks fighting for the job. And anyone that knows football knows the old saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Okay, see, but I don't believe that in this instance because I believe they do know who their quarterback is. It's Aiden O'Connell. And if any of you have been paying attention, they've been saying that since way back when the season started. They said, and I quote, unless someone comes in and just blows us away, it's probably going to be Aiden's job. He got here. He dealt with a terrible rookie season. He dealt with a transition in head coaches, and he did it all like a professional, a champ. He answered every question. He did everything he was told, and he never complained. Now, I'm sorry, that's amazing from a young, rich person in this generation. And he just, like a soldier, said yes, sir, no, sir, and went out to war when he was told to. I respect that. I respect the living hell out of that. So, now, obviously, I'm an AOC, what's the right word I'm looking for here? I'm not an apologist for AOC, but I'm a supporter. I saw AOC as the best quarterback to go after for a team perspective if you couldn't get one of the number one guys out of those 4 or 5 quarterbacks that people thought were starters. When we couldn't get any of those guys, I prayed we'd get Aiden O'Connell, and then we did. So, see, I was giving myself a little pat on the back because I was kind of scouting the guy for what I had been reading the scouts were saying, that this guy could be the steal of the draft to a team that needs a quarterback but won't see him coming. And that's exactly what he is. He's just going to win. It's just the problem is it's not dynamic, and everyone wants dynamic. But try to think of Joe Montana. And obviously I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, try to think of Kenny Stabler. Try to think of Joe Montana. What were they? They were solid pocket passers that showed nerve and guts when someone was going to run up and blast them. If they had a target, they threw the ball and they took a shot in the ribs and they got up, dusted themselves off, and got right back to it. See, that's Aiden O'Connell. He's not going to break to his right, make a defensive end miss, and run 27 yards. That's not his game. And to be quite honest with you, I've heard so many people say, we got to get a mobile quarterback. We got to get a mobile quarterback. Why? What mobile quarterback are you seeing that I'm missing? What mobile quarterback has got the fan base so enamored we have to have a running, throwing quarterback? Why? Which one of these young, throwing, on-the-run quarterbacks have you seen win a Super Bowl? Or division? Other than Lamar. And Lamar Jackson is special. And he wasn't available to us. So, what do you want? See, to me, you win with what you win with. If you have a right-handed quarterback, you win throwing with his right arm. If he's left, throw left. You know what I mean? If he's a runner, okay, run. If he's not, then he's not. You know what I mean? Both our guys are pocket passers that can run a little bit. If you need 7 yards just to move the chains, he can run, get down, slide on his butt, give you 5-6 yards. Sure. That's all I want anyway. Pocket passers win Super Bowls. Running quarterbacks sell tickets. They're real exciting. I don't want exciting. I want wins. Yeah, honestly, I never understood the Tua thing. I just didn't understand it. Right when he went into the draft, I was like, nobody's going to draft this guy. I mean, how many of you saw the Bronny thing? I know. I don't want to talk about Bronny. I just got done saying it the other day. That's probably the most annoying name in sports right now. Okay? But he's not just going to show up and be good. And what he is. So what are you doing? You know what I mean? Just like you knew what Tua was. Tua had a separation. Bronny had a heart attack. And he's barely out of high school. What does that tell you? It's too much pressure. He couldn't take it. And not only could he not take it, he didn't recognize that he couldn't take it. So much so that he kept pushing and pushing and pushing until he had a heart attack. And then you have a team pick him in the second round, number 55 overall, and give him a guaranteed contract? You know how many other guys that had a heart attack in the last year got a guaranteed contract in the NBA? It's a real easy number to count. 0! Richard Chavez said we're from 8-0 to 8-8. Let's stay solid all season, Raider Nation. 90s reference. What's up, Richard Chavez? Raiders. Appreciate that. I don't see 8-8. I don't see 8-8. No. 11-6. 10-7. I can see that. Because I think we're going to win a couple games, guys, in a way that we're not used to as Raider fans. We're going to have to get used to, hey, guys, look, we just won a game with defense. We just won a game by getting turnovers and running the ball. You know what I mean? There's going to be games where it's not exciting. The win will be exciting, you know, because you know how it is. Raider fan, we don't care how we win. You know what I mean? We don't care how we win. We care what it looks like sometimes. We get mad about stuff like that, but we don't care how we win. Just win, baby. 3 words, doesn't change, and it never will. Whoops. Sorry, I just got an alert on my phone. Oh, okay. They're asking the question about whether or not Zamir White can be the bell cow back. I don't think we want him to, if you ask me. And I would have. This is how I would answer that question for all of you, because I'm sure some of you saw that article, and have heard that that concept brought up of will Zamir White be an every down guy that can be Marshawn Lynch and, you know, go up the middle, left and right gap, sometimes beat the, defense to the edge and get around the corner and get yards. Can he be that guy? I think he can be that guy, but I think if you make him that guy, he gets injured. I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, anyone can get injured. Stuff happens. If you play in the pros, you're going to get injured sometimes. But do I see it as a likelihood with Zamir when we know he had leg problems in college? Yes. It's no different than Tua. I'm not going to make Tua run right and run left and do a bunch of naked bootlegs where he has to run 3 or 4 yards before he sets his feet and throws. No, because you're just running him into danger. And I think it would be the same thing with Zamir White. You can't give him a lot of carries. I would do the running back by committee, and I know people hate that, but there's certain things in the NFL the fans have been taught to hate. Game manager quarterbacks and running backs by committee, because usually a running back by committee means you don't have one that's good enough to take the job from the other running backs on the team. So you take the best 1 and 2 and mix them up out there. But the problem with that logic is that when they started doing it, it started working, because there's so much depth at the running back position that if you reach out into the league, into free agency and that sort of thing, you're going to find running backs. Even if we had someone go down, we could go look and we'll probably find a guy that could give us 800 yards. You know, it really, it's just, there's a glut of running backs. Jim, we did move him to the interior last year, but what they're talking about now is they want him to go to his natural position. They brought him in to be a massive defensive end. The problem I had with his pick, that was before Tom Telesco, by the way, so we need to remember that. But what I didn't like about the pick was when you look at his tape, he beats people strictly with power. Now, when you're in college, you can be the biggest guy on the block. And by the way, for those of you who haven't been following Tyree Wilson and how he's doing, not only is his foot better and he's 100% and ready to go, he's gained 15 pounds of muscle. And I haven't seen the photos of him yet, but I'm hearing from people who have that it's noticeable that that Tyree Wilson is starting to look like a monster. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, that's great. I'm excited about that. But that to me was him doubling down and saying, okay, this is what I do, and I was doing it last year, but it wasn't working like it was for me in college, so I've got to get bigger and even stronger. No, man. You got to get better technique. You got to go with Max to defensive end school and get some more in your repertoire. It can't just be, it's clobbering time. Fantastic Four thing. Kenny Blair! Appreciate the love, brother. Hey, and if you enjoy the show, throw the brother a few coins. I mean, what the hell? Kenny Blair is all the way out in the land of whiskey and crumpets, okay? He's out in the UK supporting me from across an ocean. Okay, that money he just sent went over sharks. I don't know. Even though his foot has healed, I think Tyree will be set at defensive tackle. Next, Wilkins. Kuntz is too good at defensive end. But man, they don't want that. Now, first you said Kuntz is too good at defensive end. Okay, easy, big guy. That last year is the first successful year we've gotten out of him. So, he's 1 out of 3. And so, I'm not ready to guarantee, Kuntz is back. Here we go. You know what I mean? Look at this little thing. His shirt's brand new, so it's got like little, I don't know, like when they come in the mail, sometimes they have like little fur bunnies or something on there. It's like a little piece of cotton or something. Anyway, he looks nice. He's a big dude. He's a nice kid. He's very intelligent. He speaks well, but he really has no flexibility. I would make him take a yoga class in the off season. He's got to get more flexible. It's just, he looks like a robot when he plays. It sucks. Like a guy, defensive lineman, how they look when they hit the 7-man drill. All 7 guys jump up and hit the pads, and then they push him down the grass while their coach yells at him. He looks like that. He looks on every play like he comes up and grabs the jugs thing and starts going like that with the guy pushing back the quarterback. It just, I don't know. It feels like he learned how to play football yesterday, and we're seeing what he learned. Colton Miller is 6'9", 328 pounds. Good grief. I didn't know. I forgot he was that big. Yeah, the Chargers are a super mess this year. R8RBEAR, not to keep beating the same drum, but I frequently hear you say that we might lose some games that we should win. And while that might happen, that goes both ways. And I think we are going to win games that people think we should lose. So I'm standing firm in my 12-5. And if the ball bounces our way a couple of times, it could be more than that. No, it couldn't. No, it couldn't. We're not ready for all that. A team that wins 13 games, that's not usually like a first-year team that's just got their stuff together. You know what I mean? You win 13 games, you're pretty damn good. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to be good. I'm just saying that's really good. Only lose 5 games. See, now, I was agreeing with you, though. I do feel like the ball can bounce our way, and that would have us going 11-6. I think 11-6. Now, 10-7 is if the ball doesn't bounce our way. But I like our chances. I do. I like our chances. I like the opportunists that we have in the defensive backfield, the speed that they bring. I like the young linebackers, as far as Spillane and Divine Diablo. Something special to me about Tommy Eichenberg. I want to see Tommy on the field. Brock Bowers can be a factor in the running game. I keep hearing that. I saw him run the ball, with Georgia. I just don't know if I want him doing that. You know what I mean? Because when you play running back, everyone gets to line you up and take their best shot at you. You know what I mean? And he's not a traditional running back. So is he going to remember to roll his shoulders every time and, try to get down at that last second before, guys hit you? Or is he going to try to stiff arm guys or drop his shoulder into them, when we need him on pass routes and, options to block for, passing and running, and I just, no. I hope that they utilize that, but not a lot. Yeah, Travis Kelly, our season last year could have been flipped by 3 games. And remember, one of those games I'm bringing up, we scored 0 points. You see what I'm saying? When does that ever happen? Never. So if we win that game, just that game, it's a different season. So. Carlton Willis, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. 305 in the house. Raiders C-Dub, how you doing, man? Kevin Kahu, Hano and his lovely wife in the house. Hi, honey. What's good, my brother Bear? I'm in Dallas for work and training. Great to see you. Give my love to Linda Bear and the Cubs. I will, brother. I appreciate you always. Frank Raider Baloo, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Let's go, Minshew. Frank, I like Gardner Minshew. I like him a lot. In fact, I haven't flip-flopped on this. When we first got him, I understood why. A lot of people didn't like it because they felt like it was a lack of confidence in Aiden O'Connell. And I was trying to explain to the audience, and I'll just do it one more time. It's not a lack of faith. What it is we weren't used to Derek Carr ever being challenged. And for whatever reason, Derek Carr was able to convince the owner and the coaching staff that it wasn't conducive to him playing well to have some guy who's like a 7-year veteran breathing down his neck wanting to play. For example, there were times where the Raiders were, snooping around about Cam Newton. Now, obviously, Cam Newton's been out of the league for a couple years now, so not recently. But I'm talking about if you go back maybe 5 years, 6 years, somewhere in that range, when obviously we still had Derek Carr, there were some whispers about bringing in Cam Newton and letting him be Derek's number 2. And then immediately when that rumor got brought up, you heard a lot of Raider fans go, yeah, because he's such a running quarterback. He's proven he actually dragged a Panthers team to a Super Bowl. Listen to what I just said. He dragged a Carolina Panthers team to a Super Bowl. Now, some of you saw that and you think, okay, well, it's just a quarterback. They had a good team. They made it that year. Guys, what have the Panthers done before him? And what have the Panthers done since? Remember that number I was telling you? It's real easy to count. Nothing, okay? Put butts in them. So people need to shut up about Cam Newton, too. I'm not a Cam Newton fan, but I'm also not ready to bash him. You know what I mean? The guy had his, I don't know what was going on with the fashion. I was just, I couldn't get behind him on the scarves and the big glasses and all that. He looked like an old woman sometimes. That was weird. But he deserved another shot, and he still does, if you ask me. I believe the 4-3 defense is basically dead. It's only used on goal line or obvious running downs. Raider Devillian, yeah, you're right. I agree with you again. More importantly, I think that's a call they only use on goal-to-goal. You know what I mean? So you're right. But I was saying that in a way to make my point that I just don't like that he's not really setting himself on one defense. When Patrick Graham first came in, I was really excited about it because I scouted him from the Giants. I was watching what he did with the Giants, including the game against us where, he had a lot of personnel out. You know what I mean? He had one of his leaders on his defense out, and yet he kept mixing and matching defenses that surprised the Raiders, and they ended up beating us with a terrible team. They didn't have Saquon Barkley. Now, fast forward to he comes to the Raiders, and suddenly he's just running a nickel and then a 3-4, and then he's running some sort of dime package and with one linebacker, and I thought that was weird, and and I didn't think we really had the personnel for that, but he was still running it, and all right. Raider CW said Guard show has been to. I'm guessing you wanted to say Gardner Minshew has been to a Super Bowl. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm never saying anything bad about Gardner Minshew. I'm a Gardner Minshew fan, 100%. Before he was a Raider. AOC also beat the Chargers like 177-0. That was one of the most fun games to watch ever. Frank Raider Valou, what's up? Welcome to the show. Not our window. Rebuild, no corners. Let's go. Eichenberg. AOC can't throw the ball for more than 5 yards. AOC fanboy is what you were looking for. No, Frank, no. I like the guy. He can throw the ball more than 5 yards. I completely disagree, but I appreciate your laugh emoji and not completely kicking me in the balls. But I do think this is a window because I don't think that, no one's talking about this because it's so new, we're all on the honeymoon, but I don't think that there's going to be much patience with Antonio Pierce. I don't think there's going to be much patience because oftentimes when a coach comes in with this much bang and this much love from the players and the fans really excited and the owners, everyone's in love until what he's doing doesn't work. You know what I mean? And so I'm just hoping they're able to get a winner across the finish line. I don't think AOC is a long-term answer. His ceiling, Rivers, Goff, or Schaub. He'll be here for 2 years at least. Well, okay, first, Phillip Rivers was pretty damn good, bro. I mean, he's probably going to go in the Hall of Fame. And then Jared Goff, he's been to a Super Bowl. Probably is going to go to another one with Detroit. Now, Matt Schaub, you got me on that one. Matt Schaub was a bum. But I just don't agree that that's what AOC is. I just don't agree with that. I even made the argument the other day that he's a poor man's Rich Gannon. That Rich Gannon used to be known for the fact that he didn't have this big cannon for an arm, but he seemed to lead the league in offense in 2001. You know what I mean? With our team that went to the Super Bowl. Mr. Bear, I think this might not be crude, but it kind of is for me. Uncle Jim met some men who used to drink in the same bar as Big Ben, the rapist burger, and he thought he was really cool when he walked up to a girl and would say, "Hi, I'm Big Ben. Want to see Little Ben?" I think he was disgusting. Yes, Val, you're completely correct, and I did hear about Big Ben wanting to show him Little Ben. Why would you refer to them in that way? Why wouldn't you call yourself Little Ben and call it Big Ben? I can pig with the best of them. Let's see. I still think Minshew should start this year and give AOC one more year to get used to the NFL game. The best quarterbacks sit for a while before they start. Well, it's the rookie contract phenomenon, Matt Marinovich. When you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, you're not going to pull them unless they're horrific. And you want to see what they've got. That's why what Josh McDaniels did with him last year was like so egregious. You brought the guy out, you let him have one bad game, and then you just destroyed his confidence by saying, "Hey, way to go, fumbling twice and interception twice. Go sit the F down." You know, you can't do that to a guy. You got to tell him, okay, you know, that was your bad game. Now just shake it off, you know, and tell him we'll get him next week, you know. And instead they bench him and go on to more calamity before AP is hired. Most super athletic running quarterbacks, once they bring the ball down and start to scramble, they forget all about passing. The difference was Russell Wilson. When he was in Seattle, even when he was running, he was still looking to throw the ball. Right, he was selectively deadly with his feet. That's a good point. Now, see, that I don't mind. Maybe that's what most of Raider Nation is calling for. A guy in the Russell Wilson mold. Maybe that's why Michael Penix was looked at as a great prospect for us. And it's also why they're already talking at great length about Deion Sanders' kid, Shakur. Is it Shakur Sanders? It's something like that. But anyway, Deion Sanders' kid coming in, us drafting him next year, which I also don't really have a problem with, you know. So I'm not concerned with getting exactly what quarterback we want to get. I want to get a guy that wants to come in and win. You know what I mean? And whether that's with running the ball, throwing the ball, or both, I want a guy that's going to come in and believe in himself that he can win. No, because he mentioned Brawny. It's personal when it comes to LJ. Yes, it is. Oscar DeLeon, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Armando Medrano, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Bill Cox, Bear, how much do you think the game will change with these new kickoffs? It's going to change a lot. I actually think that this might be one of the rare times where the NFL made an adjustment to a rule and that might work. Now, the reason I say that is because the blockers on both sides of the field can't move until the ball is caught. Now, see, to me, that's a huge advantage to the receiving team, because now the guy who catches the ball can get his blazing speed going, and all the blockers have that little cushion between him to where he can see all the blocks set and then start wiggling and make his decisions. It's going to be a lot harder on special teams defensively to get guys on the ground. I think it's going to be exciting. I thought the fact that they even considered the old XFL thing where they just have the ball right in the middle of the field and, you know, they run, two guys just run after as fast as they can. That was about as dumb a thing as I've ever seen. Thanks for the great show, Michael Gray. I appreciate the love. Jim and John Harbaugh will share information about us and play calling, especially playing them back to back. John, I really don't care. I can't stress enough how much I feel like John Harbaugh is a good coach and Jim Harbaugh is not. He's not. John Harbaugh knows player personnel. He understands strategy and adjustments. That's John Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is a staff guy. He brings in a great staff. He brings in exceptional people around him. And then he goes, come on, fellas, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go, fellas. We got it. Here we go. That's the extent of his coaching. I'm sorry. I mean, you'll see. You'll see. The Chargers will continue to stink. In fact, I have a feeling they could even regress even further than they did against us and end up falling to last and actually lose a slot to the Broncos. And the funny thing is, I think man on man, the Chargers are better than the Broncos. But the Broncos coach, Sean Casey, is a real coach. And he's a real pain in the ass because he said some things last year I thought were really disrespectful, throwing players under the bus. He even threw the previous coach under the bus, saying his practice habits were poor and all this other stuff. I've never heard of an NFL football coach coming into a job and trashing the previous coach. I've never seen that. And yet Casey went right to it. That guy Hackett, he's an idiot. He did this and he did that. You know what I mean? Was really vocal about it. I don't know if I would have. If I'm an owner, I don't know if I like my new owner. If I'm an owner, I don't like my new coach coming into the league like that. Even if he is taking a shot at a rival, I don't like it. He's still wearing the Elon Bush. He's still wearing those church hats, huh? Oh boy, Uncle Rico is going to be the starter and is more that Raider than AOC. Way more of a baller than AOC to me. Uncle Rico is a bad man, but I don't think so. It's going to be AOC, guys. And those of you who don't like it, I get it, but it's going to be him. No, Dakota Prescott is only good at bagging women, not wins or Super Bowls. No, and contracts for a lot of money. He's real good at that too. Google his fiance after the show. Wow. Cooper DeJean would like F been a sick ass Raider one day. We will get a corner. Okay. We will have Sanders next year. Well, we wanted one of the quarterbacks this year, and everyone jumped in front of us. I don't know that they won't do that with him. I never like it when a team starts telling everyone else what they're going to do. I just don't like it. I can understand sometimes you want to appease your fans and give them an idea. Yeah, you guys want him? Yeah, we do too. But I don't like it. If you're going to do it, just do it. And then tell the fans we were with you all the way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying AOC won't be decent, but first chance they get to draft someone with a higher ceiling, they will. Remember, Rivers was never good enough in the playoffs, and Goff was carried to the playoffs. Well, but he did it with the Rams and the Lions. And I don't even bring that up to say you're wrong. I bring it up to say that just sometimes it doesn't even necessarily have to do with their pedigree. Some guys are just lucky and they end up with a little bit better offensive line and a little bit better running game, that kind of thing, and they're able to get the ball off where, on another roster they probably would have stunk. I'm not a big Goff fan. I just think that he's good. That's all. And as far as you said, too, about them moving on, obviously they're talking about Deion Sanders' kid while they're getting AOC ready for a season. So to me, that's not a sign of faith in AOC. So he stressed my husband out so bad. My husband got chest pains. LeBron James had a group of people that were not very nice. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Don Wally D, what was the Chargers quarterback injuries and out for many games last year? Can't remember. Attack that. Go Raiders. Don Wally D, I believe it was concussions and he had something to do with his shoulder, if I'm not mistaken. But I know what part of it was a concussion. I know part of it was a upper body issue. It wasn't his legs. So I apologize, I'm not being specific what the injury was. I just remember it was his upper body, and I know he did have a concussion or two. I think that's what actually made it go a little bit longer. Or Sean Payton, excuse me. You're right, Troy Gill. I meant Sean Payton. I said Sean Casey. I hope the Chargers do end up stinking. We can probably steal Herbert in the process. I know Tom Telesco would want to do that. I mean, that's his boy. And what we saw him do his rookie season can't be denied. But, and this goes back to what we were just both saying, Raider Devillion. He regressed. But then again, his coach was an idiot. I mean, that guy was an idiot. And most of my people who watch my show Die Hard, they know I was saying when that guy got hired, he was going to get fired. It was just a matter of time, and that they would never win anything, and they didn't. You know, you could just tell he was an analytics coach. And analytics is fine, but analytics, it still requires the coach to know where and when and how often to use analytics. Analytics isn't a hardened philosophy that you apply to everything. And too often, that seems to be what all the coaches think. You either are an analytics coach or you are not. Why can't you be both? Why can't someone vote for a Republican one year and a Democrat the next? I don't understand what the big deal is. If you feel like one guy or the other is the better man for the job, what difference does it make what his party is? And I feel the same way in this instance. Alexa, resume! All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell for YouTubers and Facebookers. Look right down there at that green badge and click on it, and you're on your way to subscribe to R8RBEAR Live. You don't know how much good you're doing, but it's a whole hell of a lot. I'll see you tomorrow night. Much love. R8RBEAR family page. Peace. No. See, no. Go on. Don't hang around. There's no more jokes. This is not a Deadpool, movie. I'm not going to just go on and on with end clips. Go on, shoo.